What's up guys, CJ here, and welcome to our Infinity War review. That's right, I have seen Avengers Infinity War, like so many of you now because it's Thursday night, but I have been to the mountaintop, I have seen what we're all waiting for, and man guys, I am just speechless. I honestly am still trying to process what happened in this movie, and this review is just kind of going to be a stream of consciousness thing, so tell me when to stop, but no spoilers. The spoiler talk is probably going to come later on this weekend. This is a spoiler-free review. This is a safe space, a spoiler-free zone. We're not going to get into the nitty-gritty here. We will have an ending explained in a little bit. But at the top, I want to say this. Believe the hype. And if this is something you remotely care about, like as a franchise or a cinematic universe, I think you'll come out of the movie with an extra level of appreciation. Because this is the culmination. When people say this is the culmination of the MCU, this is literally like the dream. It was like Infinity Gauntlet in that Infinity Gauntlet brought together all these characters, and so you saw, Captain America and Spider-Man fighting side by side with Doctor Strange. You saw all of these pieces coming together, and it's just incredible. It is just an incredible experience to see as a fan. I'm not even going to do a plot synopsis because I think, doing anything like that would probably spoil some surprise. So all I'll tell you is obviously Thanos wants to gather together the Infinity Stones so he can become the most powerful being in the universe. And it's a threat so great it brings together, all of the Avengers, both teams, Cap's team and Iron Man's team, Doctor Strange, Black Panther, the Guardians of the Galaxy, Spider-Man, everybody, almost, into basically a force that is trying to fight this threat in a couple of different ways. That's all I'm going to say, because diving deeper, I think, would ruin a lot of the surprises in the film, and this is a film that is built on surprises. There are things, and I followed this movie for months. I didn't read any of the plot spoilers. I followed this movie for months, and there were some things I felt like I was kind of ruined for because I just was keeping an eye on trailers and breaking things down. But again, there are some twists in here that are just absolutely mind-boggling. Oh my goodness. Into some pros and cons. First things first, the performances across the board are really spectacular. I mean, I feel like this is somehow everybody on their A-game. I mean, we get probably the best Tony Stark performance we've gotten from Robert Downey Jr. in a long, long time. Tom Holland is amazing. Benedict Cumberbatch is excellent. Chris Evans is really, really good. Zoe Saldana is sublime. She's probably my second favorite part of this movie. But my first favorite part of this movie is Thanos. Josh Brolin basically delivers one of the greatest acting performances I've seen in a comic book movie. He is the best MCU villain yet, bar none, hands down, and I'm going to go so far as to say that I think he's probably staked out his place as one of the greatest film villains of all time. And a lot of this is, again, because, no spoilers here, he doesn't see himself as a villain, and that's the case for a lot of bad guys. I feel like that gets thrown around a lot, but in this case, no. Thanos, not only thinks he's, he not only believes in what he's doing, he doesn't see himself as a bad guy, he literally thinks he's right. He struggles with what he's wanting to do in this movie. He really struggles with it. But he does it because he believes so deeply that it has to be done and that he's the only one that's going to do it. I mean, to be honest, kind of like Killmonger, there are going to be a lot of people out there that agree with Thanos to a certain extent. The action sequences are really underrated. They're really an underrated, an underappreciated part of this team up. I mean, you saw it in the trailers. Doctor Strange creating platforms for Star-Lord to jump across. Everything just kind of works, and there are a couple moments where everyone is working in unison, and you're like, yes, this is what I wanted to see from these movies. These are these heroes coming together. Kind of in that vein, the plot, much like the action scenes, they just kind of click. They just all fit together. The plot fits together, and it works in unison. It's like a finely tuned Swiss watch. Everything just kind of works together so perfectly in sync. As for cons, I'm going to have a few. I have a couple, but I mean, it's not very many, and it's really getting nitpicky. If I have to choose, this is a densely packed movie. It is chock full to the brim with characters that you have to weave together into a story, and so we've got, three-ish groups here that we're creating storylines out of almost. And just know that, I mean, basically, when you're with one group, when you leave their story to go to another story, it's going to be a while before you come back to them. It comes and goes, but it's like everyone advances kind of together. It's like a methodical thing almost, but it does just work. And this one probably isn't going to be an issue for a lot of Marvel fans out there, but for those of you not of the Marvel persuasion, yes, there is a lot of comedy in this movie. There's a lot of comedy in this film. And the good news is that, in my opinion, it mostly works. I think it works here better than it did in, like, Age of Ultron or the first Avengers even, or even Civil War. It's a very funny movie. There are a lot of really great jokes in there, but for what it's worth, when shit is really hitting the fan, the jokes stop. I mean, the moments that are supposed to have gravity and weight do have weight to it. Overall, for me, I just left the theater in awe. I mean, it is definitely my favorite MCU film to date, and I think it will be most people's too. In line with our new rating scale, I'm going to highly recommend this movie. We're not giving out point scores anymore because those are so subjective and you can nitpick points for days, but I highly recommend Avengers Infinity War. And in fact, I'd say go buy your ticket right now. Go try and get one of those IMAX screenings or a screening that allows you to reserve a seat and try and see it this weekend, because it is definitely worth it. But the longer you go, the higher chance you have that somebody's going to spoil it for you, and we don't want that. That's going to do it for me here, though. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to smash that like if you like what you saw, subscribe for more great content every single day, and consider turning on your notifications to be alerted every time we upload a new video. For even more content, check out our website at hybridnetworkyt.com, but if you love HN and want to take your support to the next level, consider donating to us on Patreon as we strive to bring you the best content possible. Signing off, this is CJ, and I'll see you next time.